Knowing where your basting in the hoop function is key for a lot of those projects that don't fit in the hoop. Hi, I'm Sarah from sewingmastery.com, and actually today I need to sew some Sewing Mastery logos on some new shirts that I just purchased. If you are looking for shirts that are blank, meaning they don't have a logo of some type already on them, oftentimes I'll reach over to Lands' End because they really just put their logo on as a label and not a stitched on item like on the sleeve or on the front part. So I love being able to put logos on when I need them and have a good quality shirt. Now, we are going to go through kind of some basics here, and I'm also filming this video because I'm actually going to try something I've never tried before. So if it does turn out, we'll link it right up here and you'll see the finished result, because I'm actually going to try embroidering 3 shirts in one hooping. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the stabilizers, threads, needles that you should be using, remember we have our Machine Embroidery 101 course. It's everything you need to know before you start embroidering. We'll put links to all of our courses that we have in the description below, and in each course there's always free videos that you can watch to see if that course will be helpful for you, and we hope that you'll enroll, and I'll see you in class soon. You see, I already have my logo up on screen, but this is one of the things that I always need at my fingertips. I like to store it on the My Sonet Cloud, meaning I can turn on the machine, log into my Sonet account, which is free for all Husqvarna Viking owners, pull up my design on any machine I actually might be sewing on, and my designs are right at my fingertips. I went to my file folder, and then scroll down to where I have the designs in alphabetical order here. Love it, so it's easy to find. Sewing Mastery logos. And when I got in here, I realized that I have multiple sizes. So because I couldn't remember which one is the one for my shirt, I went ahead and opened up a couple different ones on screen. And I want to show you just a little side tip of how do you know what size a design is. If you select the design and you are on the sizing option down here at the bottom, usually the move option is what pops up first, and that's showing you like where it is on the hoop, so it's 37 up and -7 that way. So if you move over to the size option, the design you have selected now shows in size here. So this is the bigger one. 128 millimeter design actually is too big for my shirt, so it would have come over the edge too much. So I am going to delete that one so I know I don't use it. This one here is 115, and this one is a little tiny one. It's not very tall and will probably disappear on my shirt. So that one was not the size we needed either, leaving us that middle size and the right one to use on the shirt. If you want to go ahead, put it back in the center, you can start there and use a couple of our great new features that we're learning is the projection of projecting the logo onto the shirt so you can see it, and then also our exact positioning or design positioning function once we go to the stitch out screen. You're going to see me use both. We do have a very popular video, again I'm going to link to it right up here, of how to embroider logos on shirts, but like I said, we're going to try something totally new and save some stabilizer. Again, it might go totally wrong, but we are going to see what happens. I have sprayed my hoop with some temporary spray adhesive, so when I lay my fabric down, or in this case, an entire t-shirt, I can kind of get it positioned where I want it to be. Now you're probably wondering, when are we actually going to talk about the basting in the hoop? Well, that comes right before you're ready to stitch out. I love the basting in the hoop feature because number one, it will assist in holding my little piece of water-soluble stabilizer that I'm going to use right on top of this, so my design doesn't sink down into the nice thinness of this polo. And And because it's going to stitch a box all the way around the design, it is my last way of knowing, did I get my design lined up exactly parallel to the lines that I've drawn on my shirt before I go to stitch. This is awesome, especially if you are stitching on a towel and there might be like a band or some type of edging, you're kind of going near it. And when you do a basting in the hoop feature, not only do you not have to hoop the towels, you also will get to see will your lettering or monogram or whatever you're putting on those towels, will those actually be perpendicular or parallel to the edge of the towel. And they're basting stitches, so they're long, and if you had to kind of go, ooh, that doesn't look totally balanced, maybe it's a little off, you have an easy stitch to remove, reposition it, do the basting box again, and then it's going to attach the towel, the shirt, something that doesn't fit in a hoop to the stabilizer and be guaranteed that it's not going to move. You still need to make sure that you're using the proper stabilizers for the fabric that you have selected or the towel that you're selected. For this stretchy shirt, I'm using 2 layers of a no-show cutaway stabilizer that's really soft against the skin for when I am done and I'm ready to wear my brand new logoed shirt. You'll find the basting in the hoop feature in the thread area, and this opens up all your color block options. You have the option to, one of my favorite, do what's called ghost mode, where you can actually have the machine show you exactly what part of the design it's going to stitch. We also find this is where your basting in the hoop option is, and you're going to actually have 2 options. One is based around just the design, and you'll notice that the dotted box that's showing on screen shows just that. We also have based around the hoop. So if you choose that option, it's going to put a dotted line and it's going to go around the outside perimeter of whatever hoop you have on. Obviously, we have a shirt in the way, so I'm not going to pick that. But the basting around the design is exactly what you would use for towels or anything that you just can't hoop up, but you need it to actually be fully attached to your stabilizer before you start to stitch. Notice it starts in the upper right corner with a couple locking stitches, but then the stitches are nice and big. Those are the stitches that are super easy to take out at the end, and I always advise that you remove those stitches by working from the back of your hoop when you go to remove them once your design is stitched.